first person asking to speak is Justin O'Connell. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. I just wanted to discuss the Suicide Awareness Day that was accepted by the Health Department today. That's great for optics. I just want to make sure that we are dedicated to implementing the suicide-inducing measures that we attempted to at least implement in 2020. In July 2020, Central Health here strongly endorsed community-wide masking, social physical distancing, and still at our schools, I believe we're asking our students to stay 3 feet apart. This is great. We want them to stay actually 18 feet apart. In 2020, the data is astounding, what we got back pretty early on. Now, there's this thing called cascading effects. When you make certain decisions, they have a bunch of different effects on things that maybe you didn't anticipate. And suicide attempts was one of these things. You could see, looking at the data, according to the CDC, suicide attempts among adolescent girls surged by more than 50% during pandemic. The suicide attempts increased among adolescents aged 12 to 17, especially young girls during COVID-19 pandemic, according to CDC data. That study likely underrepresents the real number of suspected suicide attempts because Americans were hesitant to go to hospitals during the pandemic. And this is great because we scared them a lot. And even today, I heard a story about a little child who tested positive for COVID-19 and he thought he was going to die. And this was exactly part of our intention by implementing all of these measures during the COVID-19 pandemic, which the health department here also pushed. Child psychiatrists warned that the pandemic may be driving up kids' suicide risks. By February 2021, one school district in Las Vegas experienced 19 students who died by suicide. Doctors were warning all across the country that this was happening. A group of doctors urged a return to normalcy for children. They say the pandemic upheaval had led to increased suicides and overdoses among young people. I just want to note that it's great for us to come here and say that we are taking suicide seriously, but I want to make sure that in the event that we need to implement public health measures that increase suicide risk, that we're prepared and ready to do it, and in solidarity with our partners. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Greta Gissel.